Well, hey there, everyone. Today I want to talk to you about the 3 roles of an external probity expert and what they can do for you. Hi, I'm Simon Zarifa from Shrewd. We provide commercial support to the Commonwealth to help the Commonwealth successfully deliver value for money projects. Okay, so you are thinking of engaging a probity expert and want to know what they could do for you. So generally, external probity experts are used to give process advice, to give probity advice during the course of a procurement, and then also to audit a process at the end or at the conclusion of that relevant process. So let's just jump through those individually first. You can get an external probity advisor to provide you process advice about helping you design and structure a tender process that is robust and sound from a probity process perspective. It's a fair bit of alliteration there. Probity process perspective. Couldn't even say it right myself. Anyway, so that's one thing you can get an external probity advisor to do. They can provide process advice about how to structure your tender process to ensure probity is appropriately dealt with. You can also get your external probity advisor to give you advice on probity issues as they arise during a tender process. Now, as this note says, this could possibly be in accordance with a probity plan, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. And what I mean by that is there may not necessarily be a probity plan on foot. Whether there is or isn't is irrelevant, in the sense that you can always engage probity advisors to assist. Generally though, and probably obviously, if you do have a probity plan, that should specify how you are to deal with or engage probity advisors, but it shouldn't be the be-all and end-all, because you should always have the flexibility to engage an external probity advisor as and when the case determines that you want to do that. Now, the last thing you can get an external probity advisor to help you with is you can get them to conduct an audit, to audit from a probity perspective the process that you've just run. So this could be a procurement. You could be at the conclusion, or you could have concluded a procurement process, and you may want to engage a probity auditor to audit how well or not so well the procurement went from a probity perspective. They can also audit other processes, like say grants. So if you are running a grants program and issuing grants on behalf of the Commonwealth, you could get an external probity advisor in to audit that process as well. That was basically what I wanted to talk to you about today. One thing I would say before I go is generally you'll get one external probity advisor who will do both of these top 2 roles. So if you're going out for a large procurement, you will generally get an external probity advisor who will help you with the process. So they'll help you design a robust and sound probity process for your procurement. And they would then also most likely be the party that you would use to provide probity advice during the process. And that is just a sound and efficient way of engaging an external probity advisor, because the information or the knowledge they have from setting up the process can be beneficial, not always, but can be beneficial in them being able to provide probity advice as and when probity issues arise during a tender or procurement process. Obviously, it's best for all people if you have an external probity auditor appointed, to the extent you ever want to, audit something from a probity perspective, because if you use an internal auditor, then that potentially puts them in a difficult position where they may be forced to, give bad news. Unsophisticated term there, bad, but they could be in a position where they have to give bad news to their business, and they may not feel comfortable being able to be open and frank, even though, APS people are meant to be, but there's the reality and the theory in that regard. And so it's always great to use an external probity advisor if you want to conduct an audit. So that way they can provide an arm's length report about how well or not so well they believe the relevant process was conducted from a probity perspective. There we go. They are the 3 roles that an external probity expert can help you with. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. Simon@shrewd.com.au or 1-800-SHREWD, which is 1-800-747-393. Thanks very much.